Hey, it's Mike at the Mike Weatherford Show. I got something to talk to you about. These cold, dreary winter nights. Are you looking for something to do? Hey, have I got the place to go? One of my sponsors, Paris Station, right here in downtown Paris, that you go-to place. They've got it going. They've got food, they've got beer, and hey, they got entertainment. From dog races to concerts. For that Saturday night that you ain't got nothing to do, or middle of the week, and you say, hey, let's go do something, honey. You know, you got to please the wife. Do like I do. Get in the car, tool on down to Paris Station, and when you get there, hey, tell them Mike sent you.
The Mike Weatherford Show is proud to announce we are now officially powered by TEC. If their fiber optic internet service can handle everything we throw at it here in the studio, from videos to calls and live streams, you better believe they can handle your home or business too. If speed, stability, and service is important to you, you can count on TEC. Thanks, TEC. Now let's get to the show.
Recorded live in the studios of Brewer Street Mafia. This is a Red Dog Bread production.
And now, your number one rated show, The Mike Weatherford Show. Here's your host, Mike Weatherford.
Hey, folks. Welcome back to the Mike Weatherford Show. I'm your host, Mike Weatherford. Hope you had a great year. Hey, 2026 is going to be the best year yet. Promise you, it's going to get better. Hey, you know our friends down in Jackson, Madison County? That's just our friends south of us. Hey, they got a mayor race coming up, and I have got one of the candidates right here live in the studio going to talk to us about what's going on in Madison County and what would make a businessman decide it's time to be a politician. So I want to welcome to y'all tonight my good friend, Mr. Sam Bryant. Welcome to the show, Sam.
Thanks so much for having me on today, Mike.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I've been having fun running this race. Got to meet a lot of great people so far.
You have that. And also tonight, he's back, my great friend, Mr. Pepsi Cola himself, Ricky Price. Welcome back, Ricky.
Mike, it's always a pleasure. Thank you for having me as always.
What jacket have you got on? That is cool. Tell me a little bit about that jacket before we get into saying.
What are you talking about? 1974, FFA. I was a future farmer of America, okay,
right.
Back in high school. So I just had to get this jacket out.
Is that the original one?
No. I couldn't get it. The original one couldn't get on my, I'm serious. No.
It wouldn't work, would it?
They wouldn't work, no.
Hey, man, I like that. That's cool.
Man, without farming and food, and you talk business, man, what we're going to be today?
We'd be in more trouble than we are now.
We're starved to death.
We will. Got to ask you a question. I hear that you're going from a businessman from Pepsi Cola to a politician yourself. What's about that, brother?
It's not about politics. I've been a working man all my life and businessman, but just making sure that we're still doing the right thing out here in these counties.
So you're throwing your hat into the ring. You're running for. Here we go now.
Yeah, I've tossed it around. Yes, I am running for county commissioner in District 9, Carroll County for McKenzie, Tennessee. So
wow.
So a lot of speculation what I was going to do. We've got this coming up. I talked to a couple of friends today. I didn't want to knock them out because they're my good friends. So one guy's bowed out. I found out. So I went and I got to get my signatures.
Well, that's going to be no problem with you, Ricky.
Well, and I've had 4 or 5 people tonight says, why not Mayor McKenzie? I said, well, I'm going to leave it alone today.
That's right. Leave that alone today. That's right. Well, Ricky, Carroll County is going to be blessed to have you as a county commissioner because, Ricky, you are, first off, you're my friend. Second off, you are the people's friend, and you're always there to help no matter what anybody, community needs. You're there. You're a big supporter of our community, and Carroll County is going to be blessed to have Ricky Price on their commission. I guarantee you.
Well, I'm looking forward, and I tell you, I sever no county lines because Henry County, Weakley County, Madison County, we're all one county together in the state of Tennessee.
That's right.
We're all a volunteer state, and that's why we're here tonight
Right.
to help volunteer our services
Right.
to make sure we do the right thing.
All right, folks, if you're over there in Carroll County and Ricky Price is going to be running for county commissioner, if you want to be one of the first, I wish I was in that dish. I'd like to be the first one to sign his papers. Get a hold of Ricky and help him get elected over. We're going great. All right, folks, now we're going to get back to my friend here, Mr. Samuel Bryant. He has decided that he wants to run for the mayor of Madison County. That's a big county down there. That's a lot of people down there.
About 100,000 residents.
That's right. First off, I want to ask you a serious question, Sam. What would make you decide to go from a businessman to the mayor? There had to be what caused that to happen, Sam?
Well, I've had, I don't know how many people over the years tell me to run for mayor, just because I know so many people and I love making connections between people. And right now, I think we're going to have some very hard times ahead of us, just economically speaking. There's a lot of factors out there on the horizon that are a lot of unknown variables. And I think I can make a true difference for the county being in that position.
So you think that your years of business experience and your education and your just knowledge of people is what Madison County's need, is what you're saying?
I think so. And I think about things a little differently than a lot of people. One, from my business experience. But two, I was an arborist for a long time, so I pay attention to how systems work. Yeah. And sometimes the things you think are causing problems may not be the actual cause of those problems. It could be something else. And I just have a different perspective on things, and we'll ask the hard questions that need to be asked to get us some real results. Yeah,
we're all, as a community, and Ricky's kind of hit on that too, not just Madison County, it's Henry County, Carroll County. We're going through some different times that I can honestly say I've never seen. And some of it, you can see it coming a mile off, and some of the issues that we're facing slips up on you. And what is some of the biggest problems as you see that's facing Madison County that's probably facing Henry County also?
I've had all kinds of people come to me with different issues, and being in the position where you're trying to figure out what's really going on is a difficult position to be in, because there's what people feel and what's really happening, and sometimes those don't exactly coincide with each other. And I've been talking to a lot of people in a lot of different industries. I know there's a lot of businesses out there that are just barely making it right now. The economy is hard, especially if you're in retail, and I can tell that from my own business. I run Samuel T. Bryant Distillery, which is the #1 tourist attraction in Jackson, according to TripAdvisor.
Samuel Bryant Distillery, that is the #1 tourist attraction in Madison County. Probably West Tennessee, really.
I don't know about West Tennessee, but that's according to TripAdvisor and Google. And that doesn't mean we have the most visitors, but our visitors write really good reviews for us. So that helps.
Yeah. It's a nice place.
Well, thank you much. We have good products too, so if anyone wants to come visit, please do. But it's like we have there's just a lot of different issues that people are experiencing. One, if you're 25 years old, you can't afford a house anymore.
Can't even afford rent, Sam.
Really, that's the point. I agree with that.
And we've got to do something to get more housing available for people. And there are certain building code issues we have because we're a county over 50,000 people that we have to meet certain standards with the state. But there's things we can do to simplify that and have pre-designed houses. You want to build a Madison County house #1, which is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house that's 1,500 square feet. We already have the plans ready for you. We've already engineered them to where everything's designed to be super easy to fix if it breaks. And the building inspectors have inspected that same house 20 times, so they know what to look for. You can make a YouTube video to where the people that are actually having the house built know what to look for to make sure the builders can't cut any corners, or if they want to do it themselves. There's a lot of things that can be done even with the codes just to simplify the process and reduce cost. There's also another company called QB, which is a manufactured home company, but they make plants that make manufactured homes. And if we could attract something like that, because they can really reduce the labor cost in a house and also the time it takes to build a house, that's another thing we need to look into too. And we've got area out around Providence that's they're trying to expand a lot of utilities out that way because it's going towards the mega site. And if we could get something like that out there that could start building houses, it would be fantastic.
What is the prices of houses in Madison County? I don't know if you've been involved in that part of it. Is it kind of gone up just to buy a starter home is probably astronomical of what it was when you and I first started.
Right. All the housing prices in the area have gone up I would say at a minimum of 50% to 100%, depending on what area you're in. Right. And of course, people's wages haven't gone up that much at all. And so what we've seen.
Is it new money, Sam? Excuse me. Is it new money? What I call out of towners coming in, buying, leaving the tax, the overtaxed, over-regulated other states, let's say states, and they move into Tennessee, and Madison County is growing. I mean, I was down there this weekend, and man, it's growing. Traffic's crazy down there. Right. I mean, is that what's causing the cost of housing to go up? Where they sell a $500,000 house and come down here and buy a $300,000 house, and we think it's high, but to them it's a bargain. You see where I'm at?
Yeah, there's definitely like the Tennessee. Of course, the state doesn't borrow money here,
right?
And so that naturally keeps the economy more in check than a state that borrows a huge amount of money.
Okay, go ahead. You're fine. Yeah.
So when somebody moves to this area. From out of state, if they come from one of those states that has a huge debt level, they typically are going to have more money to put down on a house because everything costs more there because of the huge debt level of state.
Never knew that. Okay.
I mean, it's
economics.
You think about economics.
It is.
That's one of the things that, people in Tennessee, we want to keep us, we don't have the ability to borrow money. The state does do bonds and stuff like that, which is still borrowing money, but apparently doesn't count.
Typically,
sometimes.
we're a balanced budget state.
Right. And that's good. But when you have to compete with your neighbors, there's issues there that people don't think about. And so if your neighbors are borrowing a huge amount of money and you're not, it creates a discrepancy. So you have all these people move into this area, which is great. We need the growth. That's good. But it outcompetes people that are working here for the resources that are here.
That's exactly right. Yeah, Ricky, that's what we're talking about, new money.
And, that's what I say, that housing has got, and rent, it's got greed.
Rent's crazy.
Greed. When you're saying you're renting a 2-bedroom house in Madison County and we have McKenzie for $2,000.
Right. And I know where there's a two-bedroom, 2-bath house, and it's in a nice neighborhood, and it's got a lot of land with it, but it's $2,200 a month.
How is the wages for a starting out young couple? Is the wages, they both got to workers, no doubt anymore. I mean, the days of mom staying home is probably gone forever.
Right.
But is the wages in Madison County enough that they can afford to pay $2,500 a month for a young man and wife starting out with no children? I mean,
they may be able to technically afford it, but they can't afford anything else.
Yeah, they can't live.
They can't. Right. You can't. There's nothing to put back.
So, do you have any plans, Sam, to maybe address? I mean, it's a free market. It's a capitalism. It works, and it works. Capitalism does work. You and I and Ricky we're part of capitalism. We buy and we sell, and there's a word in between called profit. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that profit's a dirty word. I don't.
No,
think.
It's not.
It's not. But in competition is what keeps the profit withstandable. Is there a competition for the houses for rent? Or is that the problem? Lack of doors to rent? Is that causing the cost to go up? Or is it just the demand, which there again, it's the same way?
It's a very multifaceted problem. You've got, the big investment groups coming in and buying up houses. And we could probably a longer discussion we want to have on collaterals, debt obligations, and all these other synthetic leverage and all this stuff. And we could have that conversation if you want to.
No, just skim the top of that one.
Yeah, but
because I'm not real smart.
When you've got these big investment groups coming in, they're not using the same money you and me use to buy a house. They've got other things they can do to borrow money in an exponential way that allows them to buy a whole lot of property with a lot less money and still keep this big money ball rolling. And so that's one of the issues we have. And what we could do legally to, about that, it would be, that's a long discussion.
It's a socialism.
Yeah.
If you put a cap on what rent could be.
Right.
I think it's capitalism at work. It's supply and demand. Henry County right now, there's people looking for doors to rent, houses to rent here in Henry County where you're sitting at now. But the issue is a lot of people are priced out.
Right.
I don't know how anyone can afford 15. When I was younger, and I know I'm in my early 60s now. When I started out, it was $150, $200 a month. Right. And I don't even know what my wages was. It wasn't that month. I always figured, my dad always said, you make sure your rent's no more than a week's paycheck. I don't know if that still holds now or not.
Oh, it'd have to be 2.
Yeah, it'd have to be. And we're headed to 3. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what the mayor can do, but that's issues that every community is facing is the housing And then your rent. I mean, everybody starts out renting. Ricky, you did, and I'm sure you did too, Sam. We started out renting. I did, and I worked my way up to where I bought my house,
Right.
And I had mine built. But I don't see that American dream there. And I don't know what you as American, is there some combats to fix that or help that? Help that is what you can do.
Well, the biggest thing is acknowledge there's a problem. And we've got
you're acknowledging it. Yeah.
We've got to deal with that, because what you get into, if you got people, say you've got an 8th grader in junior high, and he's like, sees the fact that he's never going to get out of this trap. Is he going to be motivated to go to school and really work? Because he knows no matter how hard he works, he can't get ahead of the system. You've got, and also too, if that 25-year-old can't afford a house, are they going to have kids? If they can't afford, if they barely can afford the house they live in, you're going to have your birth rates drop. There's going to be a lot of other issues that come with that. And we got to start paying attention to this. And the biggest thing, on the mayor can do personally, and directly, is try to do this best to recruit as many new companies to this area to get wages up and give people more discretionary income.
Yeah. We got to have that. You've got to. I mean, when a family, let's move up to a man and his wife and got one child, and he's renting or buying a house, either one. Sometimes buying is cheaper per month than renting, But if he's trying to just rent, he has no disposable income. He can't go to your distillery. And he's probably not going to get dual exhaust or something done to his car. He's not, he's just trying to struggle like we all did in our own area, just struggling to get by. I don't know the answer to that problem. We face that here, and I think we've got a mayor race coming up too. And there's a couple of guys that's put their hat in the ring to run. And I think Henry County and Madison County both are fighting the same issues.
I think just about the whole country is fighting those issues, because we have a systemic monetary problem that is not being dealt with. I mean, we do. The Fed has gotten inflation is better than it has been. It's still not completely in check, and you probably still see your parts going up periodically.
Yeah.
They're not going.
COVID is a big issue. We'll never get over that.
Get over that.
No, I don't know. I don't know what it will ever take because we're fighting that COVID money where everybody went home and they didn't show back up.
Right.
We're still fighting that,
Right. Well, there was a psychological break there.
Yeah.
But you also saw, and even going back to 2008, there's been a very limited amount of economic growth since 2005 in this country. And you look at the oil use over that period of time, it's basically actually decreased or it just came back up to the same level here recently. And yet the Dow Jones has gone up to a factor of 4, and we're not using
What is
oil.
that?
That is.
I've seen that. I keep saying that's a bubble, and I said, it's going to bust. Well, here come a $400 point drop. And then I said, well, here's starting to bubble. Then the next day it's up 500. Is it imaginary or is it?
I did financial planning.
Yeah, I know you did, but what the hell?
And well, you've seen what's been happening in the silver market here lately.
Yeah.
It's like back when I was doing financial planning, we did some precious metal stuff, and you saw that they were selling 100 ounces of contracts of silver for every 1 ounce they actually had. And there was a lot of shenanigans going on with the paper silver, and we're seeing that come to fruition right now, that there's a lot more paper than there is real silver.
That's right.
You sort of have that going on acrows the whole economy.
It's a commodities.
Right.
They've turned that into like the commodities market where you can own 10,000 sow bellies and there's only 6,000 out there, but you own 8, But what are some of the other big issues that Madison County is fighting and you think makes you the better man to address those issues?
We've got an immigration issue too that's happening. I've had several people complain about some issues they've had with that as far as outcompeting them for work. And that then mainly started happening when they started putting more pressure on Memphis, because a lot of people moved out of Memphis and came to this area.
Immigration?
Okay. Illegal immigration issues. It's a complex problem because even with illegal immigration, what typically happens when a country's monetary system starts to fail is they allow a lot of illegal immigration to happen because it props up the monetary system by flooding the labor with flooding the labor market with more labor that works cheaper.
Cheaper labor.
So it buys them time and also creates somebody for other people to blame when things get bad. And so that's a complex issue right there. There's no easy solution to it. Can I certainly understand why somebody would want to get out of a third world country where you can barely survive? Yes.
Yeah.
But you also have to have value for being an American citizen too. And it's like you're doing everything right.
It seems like this is the other side of the coin. I hate to, we're not really talking about this, but yeah, you're right. I would want to get out of a third world country, and they say we're bringing the better minds and the better workers up here, but is that not leaving the bad stuff in your country that you're running from? Why ain't you staying and fixing your country?
Mm-hmm.
You know, America started out that way. We didn't have anything. We built what we've got, and like Venezuela and Mexico and there's countries all over the world. But I'm talking about in our hemisphere, in Cuba. You know, instead of leaving that country, I know it's easy to say because I'm not there, but it seems like they would want to fix that problem. But anyway, that's another issue. Are you running as an independent, Republican,
I'm
Democrat?
running in the Republican primary, which will be May 5th of 2026.
Right. So you are a hardcore, I don't mean hardcore, bona fide is the word I was trying to think.
Bona fide Republican.
Yeah, you've been out your entire life. Right. Is Madison County predominantly a Republican county?
In general, yes.
Right. So
whoever wins the Republican primary will most likely win the mayor position.
Get the dates again?
May 5th is the date for the primary. Of course, you can start early voting about 2 or 3 weeks before that. I don't know the exact date on that yet. They've said it yet.
Right.
And then the general election will be August 6th.
Right. So this is your first time to ever run for office.
It's my first time.
Was it scary, you and Ricky both, to throw your hat into the ring for you didn't start small.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't go on a commission.
Right.
Kind of like, if I may, Donald Trump. He didn't run for anything. He jumped right into the biggest office in the world.
Right.
And you're kind of doing that in your county.
Well, I like the position of mayor because it's a position of influence.
Yeah.
And I know I can have some bad ideas at times.
Well, we all can.
And I like the fact that the county commission is there to temper that. And I've got 25 people to bounce ideas off of and get their opinions and try to find the best answer we can to whatever the given problem we're dealing with is.
What was some of the things, if Sam Bryant gets elected, what would be some of your top priorities to do pretty quick in? You know, what some of the problems are you wanting to target on, what you're going after right off the bat as a county mayor? Which, you know, county mayor's limited on power. You kind of take care of the money and the property of the county.
Yep.
So you can't make law. You know, you can't do any of that. And I hate to keep talking, but a lot of people doesn't understand. Why don't we do that first? Can kind of explain a little bit about what the job of the county mayor is, so people can't expect you to go out here and arrest drug dealers. You know,
right. It's like and I don't get to set national policy or anything like that.
That's right.
You know, if I could set monetary policy, I'd be real happy about that.
Yeah.
But that's not going to happen, unfortunately, especially on this level. Unfortunately, the local government doesn't get decided a lot of the things that would really help the local area out. That's decided by the state or the federal government, and that's kind of an unfortunate situation. Decisions are made very far away from the impact is actually made from them.
Right.
But the first thing I would do is, sit down with all the department heads, figure out exactly where we are and what's really going on as best I can. It'll be, my first move is you walk into a system you're not completely familiar with. You find out how the system works. You don't just go in and jump in and start changing things.
No, you can't.
Now, you've got to learn what's going on, why things are the way they are, and it's what are we doing that's important and what are we doing that's not important, and how do we do more of what's important and less of what's not important. And it'll be it's not going to be like I'll have this one particular issue. It's like we got to look at the whole thing as a system. You
got fires to put out, if you want to use that word. Somebody just said that crime is bad in Jackson. Is that?
It's a significant issue. We had a murder
that comes with growth,
right?
Because with economy, and I'm not taking up for crime because I don't like crime either. We have enough here in our small community. You have 100,000 in your county. We've got like 35,000, so we're less than half of y'all's size. But with growth comes crime because it kind of follows that. What can the mayor do? I mean, as a mayor, crime is going to be on your radar.
Right. As I said, the murder that happened was in Jackson, and I think it was over off Old Hickory Boulevard, I believe. But we do have a significant problem in the city of Jackson. The county's pretty quiet for the most part. The sheriff is doing an excellent job, I believe, of doing his job and keeping everything in budget. But we can look at some of the economic causes of some of this crime too and see if there's anything we can address that, because crime doesn't happen in a vacuum. Now, there are people out there that are unicorns that are just bad people and like to hurt people.
Yeah.
For sure. Those people exist. But a lot of crime is stress related, and if you have less monetary stress, you have less crime. So if we get better jobs to the area, and people have more discretionary income, it can, as a side product of that, help crime. Because I discussed my book I wrote before with you on here about income tax causes crime, and how
I read that book.
The amount of taxes that family of four at medium income pays determines within 90% accuracy what our crime rates are. And so if we can do everything we can on a local level to try to, one, start talking about that fact, and two, start trying to deal with it. And it's like and I haven't ever done the numbers on drug use, but I just about guarantee you that drug use is going to follow that same pattern too. So the more stress people are under because of taxation, and the more drug use you're going to have along with that.
Do y'all notice in Jackson and in Madison County? I know that Jackson is in Madison County, even though there's a city government, a city mayor. Y'all it is. Do y'all have a homelessness problem with mental health issues in Madison County?
Well, there's a homeless problem for sure, and I've talked to quite a few homeless people, and you certainly have people that have mental health issues that are homeless, and that's a difficult situation to deal with. And you have people that are addicts, which is yet again falls in that mental health category, that have
self-medicated,
that have issues as well. But I've also talked to people that got sick for a couple of weeks, couldn't pay their rent, got evicted, got an eviction on their thing. So now the only place they can stay is in a pay-by-weekly hotel, which they're paying,
or a car,
or they're paying twice as much as they should for the hotel, or versus what they're renting. They can't get ahead to get caught up on the whatever fines or penalties they owe for the eviction to get that off the record. And so they're just stuck in this perpetual cycle.
It's sad, Sam. I tell everybody this, and Ricky, you can appreciate this, and Sam, you do too. We all are business people, but we're one paycheck away from homelessness.
You're right.
All of us, the whole world is. People just don't realize it.
Right.
If you've got family, you might have a safety net, a place a couch to crash on. But as a rule, we all are one paycheck away from homelessness.
One bad doctor bill.
That's right. One bad doctor bill. You're exactly right.
One bad doctor bill and you're broke.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know what a county mayor can do, but I wanted to touch on that. You're symptomatic to that. You understand there is a problem with homelessness, but there again, that's a state problem, and really it's a federal problem, but it's going to be dumped in your lap, Sam.
Yeah, and that's so many of the problems we have on a local level are the byproduct of policies we can't control.
That's right.
And that's very frustrating.
It is.
We've got to deal with it. And if we start talking about it in a different manner, like, and acknowledge we got a problem, that's like the first step
thing.
To get,
first step. That's right.
And start dealing with it as it is, and it's not an easy answer. There's not an easy answer to it, but you can't have rents, near doubling or going up 50% to 100% in the last 4 years, 5 years, and not have consequences from that.
You're leaving behind a whole, do I want to use the word generation? I don't know what word you, Sam, help me, of people you're leaving behind because they're the lower income earners, and they're having to compete with your what we call middle. What do they call that word when you're a common worker? What do you call that?
Middle class.
Middle class. Thank you, Ricky. Well, we're leaving a group behind us because of that. They just don't have the assets to have one of the higher paying jobs. And it's not education. Education can cost you money, and you'll be paying back the rest of your life and still be in that lower income. Education is not the answer. We got to do something as a community. In Madison County, it seems like are facing exactly the same issues, and I think probably some of the candidates that's going to run for the local mayor race, I hope, is watching tonight and seeing that their problems they're going to face in Henry County, you're facing in an area that's 3 times as large, and it's out of the hands of the mayor. But as the mayor, you do know that problem's there,
right? And
there's probably state issues that you can probably, as a mayor, can get into. I don't like to use the word grant because that's still tax money, but there's outside money that maybe can help these people that needs help to get struggling to get on their feet. Or do you think that's up to the private?
It's in an ideal world, we'd have this wonderful economy that took care of itself, but we've got so much dependence on everything for the government now.
It is. That's the fact.
That it's like I don't see a way that it works privately at this point in time because the government makes up such a huge portion of our economy. And I think that's
I read
unfortunate.
65% of the economy, and I know that's a large number, Ricky. That means that 65% of the people employed in this country is tied into the federal government. That can't continue.
No, it can't.
No.
And it's like if you, and I don't know if that includes people who work for government contracts or depending on.
I don't know, but I would
businesses.
say,
I think it's a mix of all of it.
I think it is, and I think another one too is we only see who we elect in the government. It's local, state, federal. We don't see all the people that they have to assist them. And not saying anything bad, just take our sheriff department, Josh Fry. We all think of him. He does an excellent job, but look at all the employees he's got. Okay, we don't really think about them. We do when we call them, and that work your way up to the state level. We got a governor. Look at all the people that works for the governor's office, and then you take every little division. You got the EPA, you got TDOT, you got TDEX, you got all of that. Plus, you've got an interstate coming through Jackson,
Right.
and that can be a 4-lane bringing to Jackson, but it can also be a 4-lane leaving Jackson. What benefits do you see with the interstate system helping Jackson? Is it being used to the best?
We're called the hub city because we are in a good distribution portion for this area, and for West Tennessee can branch out to a lot of different routes from the I-40 coming right through there. The big beautiful bill, and I have to get all the details on this, has some exceptions for people who invest. It's something like they can invest up to $10 million in companies in more rural areas, and then they get all these tax benefits for that.
Wow, that's great.
And I'm not familiar enough with that to know exactly what the details are on it, but I think they can almost, if they end up selling the company, they can take it, whatever they make off of it is tax free, I believe. Yeah. But there's
it just rolled out first of the year, so nobody really knows.
Yeah. Don't take that as financial advice, but that's what I understand about it right now.
Yeah.
And I have to go through it with some AI stuff some more and make sure on that. But there's definitely things in that help manufacturing businesses. But the nature of so many things that we're going to be dealing with the AI coming out is about to change dramatically as far as work goes. The AI systems are getting better, and we have to deal with that because that's reality, and which is going to put a lot of downward pressure on wages too.
Yeah, it is. It is. I don't know what they call those machines at McDonald's, and you walk in the kiosk. That's AI,
right?
It is, and that's affecting us. I'm going to take a commercial break right quick because I got to pay the taxes, and I want to talk some more about what issues at Jackson, Madison County. And I think you're in tune with it, Sam. I think you realize everything I've hit you with is simple stuff. But then we're going to get back from the commercial break. We're going to go into some other stuff that I want to know about Jackson, Madison County, and you explain to us if that's a mayor's job or what you can do if you get elected mayor.
All right, sounds great.
All right, folks, I've been talking to Sam Bryant. I got something right here from my old buddy over here, Mr. Pepsi Cola. He has got cold weather, nasty weather, just, what do you do? Look, we got something for you right here. We got 4 tickets. Now, check this out. Murray State Racers games coming up Saturday, January 17th. We got 4 tickets. They're going to take on Indiana State. All you got to do is be the third caller. My old friend Ricky Price from Pepsi Mid-America donated these tickets, Ricky. It's a great game coming up there. Tell them about it, buddy.
Yeah, Murray State's having a great year. Something to do next weekend. You got cabin fever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be the third caller.
We're just talking about how bad the economy is. All you got to do is get a little fuel and take your wife and children. Boys game. Boys game. Some of the good tickets, too. Right here we are. What did I say? Third, fourth caller? Or whatever I said.
Third caller.
Third caller. What I said. Be the third caller and pick you up a pair of tickets. 4 tickets. The Murray Racers right up here in Murray, Kentucky. Hey, this is going to be great. I'll go up for some time. You will be surprised how good that is. We will take a commercial break. We're going to come back, finish up our conversation with Sam Bryant. He is running for mayor, Madison County. We'll be right back. Hey, folks, it's Mike at the Mike Weatherford Show. I want to talk to you about something During the holiday seasons, birthdays, anything, have you ever wondered, why am I doing this at my house, making the mess, and all these people tracking through my house? Paris Downtown Event Venue. It's right here next to the studio. That's your go-to place for all your parties, all your get-togethers, and just go have fun. That way you ain't got to clean the mess up at home. If you need that, call Jessica and talk to her about the Downtown Event Venue. Hey, it's your go-to place for all your party needs.
Chad Cox, PLLC, provides representation in the areas of criminal law, family law, personal injury, wills and probate law. Chad Cox serves Paris and the surrounding area. He does not believe in a one-size-fits-all approach to representing his clients. He reviews every detail of your case to ensure that you receive an assessment that is specific to the unique circumstances in your case. Chad Cox is located at 104 North Brewer Street, Paris, Tennessee. Contact us at 731-642-4446.
The Downtown Event Center is available for parties, meetings, or family get-togethers. The center comes with spacious seating and an area that will help make serving food easier. If you are having a birthday party, this is definitely the place for you. The Downtown Event Center is located at 107 South Brewer Street. Contact Jessica at 731-642-4992 to make your reservation.
Is your tank on empty? For best gas prices in town, fill up at 54 Fuel Mart, 1213A Westwood Street. And don't forget your other tank. Grab hot fried chicken, wings, pizza, and on Tuesdays and Fridays, the best fried fish around. Got a sweet tooth? We've got freeze-dried candies, candy bars, and more. Rainy day? Stay dry and use our drive-up window. Farmers? We've got your dyed diesel plus parking for big rigs. Open 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day. If you're feeling lucky, play the lottery or grab a scratch-off while you're here. 54 Fuel Mart at the Westwood Y. More than just fuel.
Are you still undecided about your high-speed internet provider? Hey, it's Mike from the Mike Weatherford Show. Let me help you off the fence. TEC high-speed internet is what we use here at the studio, and let me tell you, it's flawless. From home to business, TEC got you covered. With upload speeds that match download speed, TEC leads the pack. Does your family play online games? How about security cameras and live streamers in your home? TEC, with their upload speed matching their download speed, it's as fast as clicking a button. When it comes to high-speed fiber optic internet, TEC is unmatched with quality and service all across the Mid-South. So do like I did. Go get you some.
Hey everyone, this is Jeremy Buckaloo reminding you to tune in to Sportscast with Jeremy Buckaloo live every Sunday night at 7:30 here from the Brewer Street Mafia Studios.
Hey folks, if you're a hunter, outdoorsman, I know you've heard of Night and Hail game calls. They are the #1 game call country in the world. Guess what? I've got Harold Knight from Night and Hail coming live in the studio with me next week, and we're going to talk about his journey. Let me tell you a little secret. Did you know that Harold Knight started out as a barber? That's right. He was cutting hair when he just started designing his famous turkey call. He's going to be in here telling me all about the history of Night and Hail game calls, from how it started to where it's grown to now, which is world largest game call manufacturer in the world. Also, I got my good friend Brenda Valentine. She is coming in the show. Y'all remember her. She's going to be my special guest co-host with that show. It's going to be a great show. We're going to find out because Brenda, you know, she's been the first lady of hunting for many, many years. Her and Harold Knight has got some stories. This is going to be one of them shows where I just kind of take them, wind them up a little bit, and set them on the table and let them go. It's going to be a great show. So you want to tune in next week right here live on the Mike Weatherford Show, Tuesday, January 13th, 7 p.m. I got Harold Knight from Night in Hell Game Calls and special guest Brenda Valentine live right here in the studio. It's going to be a great show. You don't want to miss it. Hey, don't forget, coming up next week on Sportscast Live with Jeremy Buckaloo, Inside Modern Drag Racing. If you're a racer, you heard about how IHRA, International Hot Rod Association, is growing in leaps and bounds. They just bought Memphis Motor Speedway, and they're bringing it back. Jeremy's going to have Stacy Kettles. She is the divisional director for the IHRA, and going to have Lester Miller, which is a great guy. He's a racer, IHRA racer, got a fast car. He's a good friend of mine. And he's going to have me in here with him, co-hosting on that show. And we're going to simulcast this show not only on Sportscast Live at Jeremy Buckaloo, it's going to be simulcast right here on the Mike Weatherford Show. You don't want to miss it. Coming up this Sunday, January 11th at 7:30 p.m., Stacy Kettles, the divisional director for the International Hot Rod Association, Lester Miller. We're going to find out all the plans. It's coming up with from the IHRA drag racing. You've heard about all the stuff that's going on. We're going to hear it from the horse's mouth, what their plans are, where they're going, where they come from. It's going to be a great show. Remember, it's going to be simulcast live on the Mike Weatherford Show. It's going to be live on Sportscast Live with Jerry Buckaloo. Coming up Sunday, January 11th, 7:30. You don't want to miss this great show. Don't forget, coming up on the Tennessee Informer, History versus Narrative, Missing Context. Special guest James C. Edwards will be joining and talking to he'll be talking with made me lose my train of thought. Something said in my ear there. Talking with Vance about Quantrell Raiders. Was he as bad as everybody thought he was? Hey, did you know that I have held some of his hair? Quantrell, I sure did. I did a show one time with a guy that was a Jesse James historian. He brung some of Quantrell's hair in here in this little glass thing, and I got to hold it and look at it. That's pretty cool. A lot of other history. You don't want to miss this show. History versus Narrative, coming up on the Tennessee Informer, Monday, January 12th, 7 p.m. Hey, I got another great idea I want to tell you. If you're not part of the TEC family of high-speed internet yet, you need to be. And once you become one of the family members, I'm going to tell you how to get your internet free. It's very simple. You get in early like I did, and every friend or family or your neighbor that you get to sign up, that gets you a month free. And guess what? I said, make it no limit. So they said, you're right. No limit. No matter how many you get, you know that your family and your friends, if you're already a TEC subscriber, you know how great the internet is. And you know how that your family and friends envy you. So get your family and friends to join up, and you get a month free. And if you're not on a TEC, what are you waiting for? That's what the sponsor. They sponsor the Mike Weatherford Show. Their high-speed internet is absolutely 100% flawless. It's high-speed fiber optic internet, and it's run through the BPU. So if you got electricity coming to your house, they'll bring TEC high-speed internet to your house. They're working on different areas across the county as we talk, across the city first, and they're going to venture out. If you see your name or your road name come up, get on it and get your neighbor signed up under you, and you can get a month free. And guess what? There's no limit on how many times you can get free. You can get the first 2 or 3 years of your high-speed internet free. All you got to do is sign your friends and neighbors up. Thank me later. Hey, don't forget the Peddler Advantage. They're serving 9 counties for over 40 years. You can place your classified ad to run for 4 weeks for $10. Come on now. Everybody reads the Peddler. There's 30,000 of these things in 9 counties, and everybody reads the Peddler. You know what else is in the Peddler? You can find out what's coming up every week on the Mike Weatherford Show, the Tennessee Informer, and Sportscast with Jeremy Bucklew. We're listed in there. Every issue has a myparistv.com guide in there. It'll tell you what's coming up on the Mike Weatherford Show, what's coming up on the Tennessee Informer Show, and what's coming up on Sportscast with Jeremy Bucklew. All you've got to do is pick up your free copy. Hey, don't forget, we're simulcasting live on Facebook, YouTube. I don't know. We're on Spotify. I don't know where we're at. I don't know all them fancy words, but I know we're everywhere. We're running 1 million views a month. If you haven't done it yet, find us and do what? Follow me, subscribe to me, and join My Parish TV and find out what everybody's talking about. Hey, I think we've got a winner already.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Winner, chicken dinner. Have we got the winner on the line?
Yes, sir.
Who have we got?
This is Ryan. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing fine, my friend. So you are the winner of 4 tickets to the Murray State Racers basketball coming up this weekend. What do you think, man?
Awesome. Great birthday gift. Thank you.
Hey, is that your birthday?
The 13th.
Wow. So you're going to have a great – what do you think about Ricky Price? Is he not just special to give us these giveaways like this?
Great guy. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man.
Hey, man, I want you to enjoy that when you go over. You'll like it. You ever been to the Racers game before?
I have. It's been a while, but I'm looking forward to it.
Man, I'm going to tell you something, dude. That is some great basketball over there, and you'll really enjoy it. Hey, one question for you, Ryan. What's your favorite talk show?
The Mike Weatherford Show.
That's what I like to hear. Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate you calling in, brother.
All right. Thank you. I'll see you soon.
Yes, sir. They'll tell you in the back how to pick up your tickets.
Thanks, sir.
Yes, sir. There you go. Ryan Shanklin, he won 4 tickets to the Murray State basketball coming up this weekend, courtesy of Ricky Price, our friends at Pepsi Mid-America. What do you think, Rick?
Man, glad somebody got it.
Oh, it's wonderful.
They're having a great year, too. So
seems like some of the issues that our sister county, Madison County down south of us, are the same issues we're having and the same issues that you're having in your county.
It's jobs, homelessness.
Yep.
And we have it in Carroll County. We have it in McKenzie.
Yeah.
We got it in Henry County.
Yeah.
You know,
it's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
It is.
You know, and I'll say this not being cheap, but there are no more $30,000 homes.
No, sir.
There's no more $80,000 homes.
No.
There's no more $400 rent.
No.
It keeps going on. So it's got to stop.
And there ain't no $50 an hour jobs.
No.
That's about what it takes.
Well, you know. So.
That's right. So we've been sitting here talking with Sam Bryant. Samuel or Sam, how do you call that?
Sam Bryant's what I usually go by, but for the race, I'm going by Samuel T. Bryant because that's the name everybody knows from the signs.
All right, Samuel T. Bryant. Let's make sure I get his name correct. That's very important. And I'm going to tell you a little story here, Samuel. When I put it out there on the advertisement, was going to have you on the show. No, I get this stuff comes in off all the platforms, and one person said he's a great guy, very smart guy, and I love his mother. And I thought, wow, if he likes your mother, you've got something going on there, brother.
Oh, yeah. My mom was great. She was a very inspirational teacher for a lot of people.
Wow, that's great to hear. That's great to hear there. So you decided, like we spoke earlier, that you was going to leave the private sector and full-time job now. The mayor's full-time. You're going to leave your private sector because you thought the calling was there. Like as a preacher, you decided that your calling was going to be the mayor to fix some issue that you see coming that a business owner can see that sometimes people that's not business owners can't see. Is that kind of where you're at?
That's where I'm at. And said with the county mayor position, you're voting for a management style as much as you're voting for anything. Mm-hmm. And I always have run my companies with a very low amount of debt. We only borrow money when it's for capital assets, and you figure out how to make it work otherwise.
Sure.
It's like I drive a 2000 Tundra because that's the most reliable truck Toyota ever made.
That's right.
And you can go online, and that's what it says is the most reliable truck.
A lot
ever done.
of business owners are fragile. You know, your Pepsi Mid-America is the biggest company as they are. They're fragile on certain things.
You got to make profits. It's pennies.
Pennies. It is.
It's pennies what we do.
Sometimes it ain't what you make, it's what you spend. I've seen employees of mine that can make $500 a day and they're broke. Mm-hmm. And I've had them make $100 a day and they saving money.
Right.
It ain't what you make, it's what you spend. But I don't know about this day and time because it's out. But we was talking about the rent. That's an issue. Crime is an issue, and homelessness is an issue. And we're talking about bringing business in, high-paying jobs. We was talking about the interstates. That does help that. And so if Samuel, if you get to be the mayor, you're going to work on those issues, you claim, correct?
Oh, definitely so. It's like, job one is to bring more companies into the area and that pay high jobs and create a more competition for labor to bring up wages.
It will, yeah. Yeah, Ricky can amount to that with Pepsi Mid-America, which is a big corporation. The more business they have in Marion, Illinois, that y'all's major plant, the more y'all have to pay to get them.
That's right.
It's supply and demand. That's for liquor or cars, mechanics, or in your case, anybody. If you want to get wages up, you got to have people asking for the employees. And if you're working somewhere and you're making $15 an hour, and the guy next door says, "I need some help," I'll pay you $17 an hour. That's what it takes.
That's what makes discretionary income.
That's right.
And West Tennessee, or just in general, has always had an issue lagging behind with discretionary income.
Right.
And our state's financial situation is different because we don't have debt like other states do. So it creates some discrepancies there.
Mm-hmm. It does. But do you think Madison County? You don't have to answer this if you don't want to, because it's not a trick question, but it's a question that your constituents want to know. Do they have a tax revenue problem, or do they have a spending problem? Is that a fair question?
It's a fair question, and I cannot tell you exactly the answer to that yet.
Right.
But I will find that out for sure. That'll be job one, day one.
Going in there.
Yeah. And the mayor's main responsibility is to make sure the citizens get a return on their investment in the county. Mm-hmm. Like when I did financial planning, that was our whole purpose for our existence, was to take people's money and make sure they got a return on that investment. Right. We had fiduciary duty to do that. Right. And that's the way I see this office.
The way that I see a lot of your local governments and states and even federal is most of the people that run it have no business experience. And so the first thing that comes to mind when they don't have enough money is they raise taxes. That's the only thing they know, is they got to have more revenue, correct? You agree with me? And we're business people, like all three of us, we just can't raise prices because we need income. We try to find out, first off, why we're not making money and cut costs.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that part, what built this country, we've gotten away from, Samuel. And I hope that's something that you use your business experience, Rick, and you do too, and you get to be county commissioner, that raising taxes is not always the answer. And I've had people tell me, well, Henry County's not had a property tax increase in X amount of years. Yes, we have, because we have reevaluations.
Yeah,
that's the same thing.
Inflation is a tax in and of itself because they printed the money and it makes things more expensive.
Right.
But our whole tax system is set up to where when inflation happens, the tax revenues automatically go up along with it.
Because 10% of $100 is more than 10% of $90.
Yep.
That's what you're trying to tell everybody. But that's the first thing most government entities do. They don't understand tightening their belt. And it gripes my butt from a small business owner. I'm a very small, and I think you and I are small businesses. And Ricky, you're in
we're small. We're an independent bottler.
Well,
so we're not a corporation.
Y'all are big.
We're small.
Yeah, y'all a big one. But still, it's the same thing applies. No matter if you're making potato chips or computer chips, guess what, Samuel? You're making chips.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing these governments do. They don't understand, are we getting a bang for our buck? So you're telling me that's going to be on your target when you go in there. It's going to be in your scope of things. Or is the citizens of Madison County in street talk getting a bang for their buck?
Right. And I've talked to the different departments and talked to a lot of different people, and I don't think we've got a situation where we just got to evaluate things. And I think we've got a lot of great people working for the county.
We do. Henry County's got that.
And it's like there may be some areas that need more direction. There may be some areas that need to change their focus.
Yeah.
And I think we've got great potential. We've got good people in place. We just got to figure out, are we using those people to the fullest of their potential? Because people like to go to work and feel like they're making a difference.
Sure.
And it's like, if they can make more of a difference, I figure they're going to be happier going to work.
That's right.
And
what would one thing that you want to tell the people that's thinking about, they're going to have to first off vote for you in the primary. What can you tell the people that makes the people that's on the fence? Well, we've already got one mayor, and we know what he is, but we don't know Samuel. We've heard about Samuel. What would you say to these people to get them to come on over on your team? That's a fair question.
It is a fair question, and one of the things that will keep me up at night, just about every night, because I think way too much, is I'll be worried I'm not doing a good enough job. In every business I've been in, that's what I've constantly had on my mind. Am I not doing this as the best of my ability?
You take it home.
I do.
And that's the part that...
And I wish I could turn that off sometimes.
You can't do it.
You can't do it.
No, sir. I was going to ask you, if you hadn't said that, I was going to ask you, how do you not think about it when you go home? Yeah. You know how many cars I fix, how many Pepsis he bottles at night?
2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is crazy. So,
and until you've been there, you don't understand what we have to go through because, I don't get to toot the horn, every horn that blows at the shop. I don't get to fix every car, but let one of them be fixed wrong. I got to, same thing. It's trouble that we all got to deal with. And I'm going to give you a little advice, which my advice and 5 pennies get you a nickel, okay? Don't go to all these meetings, these mayor meetings all across the state, because you know what you can do? You can bring back bad ideas.
Mm-hmm.
What goes on in Knoxville and Chattanooga and Nashville and Paris might not be what Madison County. And I give all these people advice when they run for office, come in here. I tell them that, you listen to other ideas, other towns. You'll have to call other mayors because y'all have to work together on some stuff. There's going to be some tri-county stuff going on. I'm sure it does in this area. But bad ideas, we got enough of them.
Mm-hmm.
You agree?
The complexity creep has just happened across all our governments. And it's just, you've got more bureaucracy, you've got more issues with getting things done. And we've got to get things done. And we've got to get the red tape and everything out of the road for that.
Yeah, you said something a while ago. Can I circle back? I hate that word. But you said something about, and I like what you said, and I should have stayed on it harder a while ago, but I didn't. I let it slide through. The red tape, it seems like as a business owner, and you a business owner, and you too, Ricky, when you try to expand your business, it's like the governments can be there at every turn trying to turn you back instead of, it's like they're against you. So you said something about wanting to ease up that on the housing. Can we talk a little bit about that? I like that idea. That could cause other builders to build houses because, like here in a small Henry County, you've got so many regulations, so many rules that sometimes you just throw your hands up and walk away. If you're not a multi-million-dollar corporation that's got the money to do all that crazy crap, you just throw your hands up and walk away. That's stopping some possible growth. You understand what I'm saying?
But just the more layers of complexity you have, the more issues you're going to have. And you can look at houses that were built before we had building codes.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they're better built construction-wise because I was the tree business, so we'd have trees fall on houses, and I'd see houses like in the Atlanta area in Jackson that would have a big oak tree laying on top of them, and they have some cracked walls and stuff like that in them. But the house was structurally still fine.
Right.
That same size tree on a house that was a new house would be on the front door.
Yeah.
And it was like,
what's going on here?
Yeah. It's like we have higher codes, but there's been the workmanship's not the same, and the materials aren't the same.
It ain't. We're using 5-year pine where it was 50-year pine, which what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Now this pine is grown like corn nowadays. That's where our lumber comes from. But it's like. I've always said as a small business, and I do invest in other things. It's not a secret. I do other things too, but I don't like the red tape you got to go through. Sometimes, it's you don't understand it. A lot of times it's good ideas. I understand their theory behind it, but in reality, it doesn't work sometimes. And Rick, and you agree with that? You got to do this, you got to do that, you got to put this in, set back this far, move this over, and you just keep adding the cost. At one time, they wanted to put sprinkler systems in every house that was built in Tennessee. Did you know about that one time? And I said, what the hell are we doing?
Yeah.
How many people, come on, dude.
It's like how much those sprinkler systems cost versus having one house burned down. It's
yeah. And people's dying in houses, sure they are. People die in car wrecks, people die of cancer. Yeah. Mm-hmm. People die, and I don't want to burn up in a house. God, the fire's awful. I fight it every day at the shop, get burned all the time. Where it don't cost. God, no, I hate it. But I don't want to sound like Charlie Kirk that got shot because he said something one time. They turned it around on him. But certain parts of society, you got to accept some bad stuff's going to happen with progress.
There's risk being alive.
It is.
And like Madison County has more than 50,000 residents, so we're under certain state codes. But what we can do is make sure those codes are communicated very clearly to people and make it as easy as possible.
You're mandated by the state, on certain things. I realize that. But then you got your locals add to local codes, and I can see that, like parking and stuff like that. Yeah, I understand all that, but we need to streamline it. As a business owner, if I wanted to expand, I've got, I couldn't where I am. I'm out of room, and I understand that. But then if you try to build back, it's the cost. Once you add all these regulations, you got to have this, got to have concrete here, this, there. The cost goes through the roof, and that's why you see some places burn out. They don't build back because the cost is just, you built a building 20 years ago for $150,000, build it back today, not just with labor costs and material costs, but regulations will cost $300,000.
Oh, at least, if not more.
Yeah, it's crazy. Somebody says that you have their full trust when it comes to handling Madison County's tax dollars. That's great.
Well,
that's great.
Congratulations. That's great.
That's good to hear people saying that. I think that you're a very smart guy, Samuel. I really do. I would like to get you and the other guys that's running to come on my show.
I've been glad to do it.
And I'd like to have them all here and just bounce ideas, because I think the citizens of Madison County, like I said, I was down there this weekend. Dana and I was down there eating supper and had to do some stopping that we couldn't do locally. We had to go down there. We eat while we was down there. It was, the town's clean. Jackson City's clean. Didn't see no issues, but crime was on my mind. I got a pistol I carry with me, but I carry it about anywhere I go nowadays. You kind of have to, But I didn't see any issues down there other than the damn traffic. My God,
there's a lot of traffic.
Jesus,
it's an artery. It's an artery. You're trying to get somewhere.
Oh, and I don't understand it. I'm old country boy, Sam. When you get to be mayor, can I come down there and you ride around and show me Madison County?
Yeah. Well, like there's 100,000 residents of Madison County altogether, but there's probably another 400,000 that come through.
I looked at some of the tags. They were from all over the country, and every county in Tennessee was represented down right now.
Yeah.
I think you've got a big ball of snakes you're fixing to tackle.
Well, it's like I think I have the mentality to do it, and I'm looking forward to it. Like one thing that's been the greatest thing about running for office is I've made some great relationships with a lot of people that I never would have met otherwise. I made some great friends, so that's a win no matter how I look at it. Right. And I look forward to having the chance to serve the people of Madison County and give them a great return on their investment in me.
I think your family name, when I don't know where it comes from. They just send me stuff like that. When they said about your mother, I'm old, and Ricky, we're old school. We're not in age, but we're old school. And when my children was growing up, they'd have their friends come over, and I'd ask, who's your mom and daddy? Mm-hmm. And that's that family connection. Now that my children say, Daddy, why you embarrass me? Well, now that they're older and they got kids, they say, who's your mom and daddy? I said, I used to embarrass you. Well, Daddy, it's different now. But that family connection, and I think that the Bryants have that in Madison County. I think y'all are a stable, what I'm hearing from people.
Oh, definitely so. My dad's one of the best human beings on earth. I'm lucky to have him as my father, for sure.
Right. Your father, what does he do for a living?
He worked for the Department of Agriculture doing research on nematodes on soybeans.
Right.
Out there at the Agri Center at right at the corner of Airways and the bypass.
Wow. So y'all been there your entire life.
Yep. And he grew up out there. My mom was born over on Hollywood Drive. And dad.
Your mother was a school teacher, and your father was that. Have you got any brothers or sisters?
No, I'm the only child.
Oh, Lord, that's a bad sign. They said, look at this, honey. That's the best you can do.
I just got it right the first time.
That's another way to look at it.
Well, I get it.
Sam, anything else you want to say to the people that's watching that might be on the fence or anything that we're just having a conversation. This was not an interview. Yeah. This is a conversation.
If you want to have a conversation with me, I'd be glad to talk to you one-on-one.
Put up those things, Kevin, if you would, in the back where you can contact. Go ahead. He's going to pop in.
But you just go to Facebook, Samuel T. Bryant for mayor, and you can find me on there real easily. My phone number is accessible. You can look up the distillery, which is Samuel T. Bryant Distillery. Right. You can reach me that way too. And I want to talk to you. That's the best thing I can tell you as far as you're on the fence. You're not sure which way to go. Let's have a conversation. And
basically, what you're saying, if you want to change Madison County, if you want it to change, not necessarily direction, but the way things are, if you're not happy with it, there is an alternative.
You're voting for a management style, and I think I can give you a better return your dollar than the other guys running, and that's the way I look at it.
Has any other guys got any business experience?
AJ Massey, the current mayor, was in banking for
but that was somebody else's money.
And then
That's a good job.
Other gentleman running, Andy Hall, who's a great person. He was in the promotional items business, like T-shirts, hats, pins, and stuff like that for many years.
Well, okay, that's great. But I guess I'm partial to the business people because that's what I do, and I don't include myself as a business person. I really don't. I'm a damn mechanic.
You're a businessman.
Yeah, but I've been up there 40 years in my shop.
Oh, that's a hard business to be in, especially for 40 years.
It is. I've been there 40 years, and I've been asked me this question, Mike, what's the secret? The show's not about me, but I'm going to tell you what I tell them. What's the secret to making it 40 years in auto repair business? There's a lot better mechanics than me out there. I can tell you that. There's probably a lot better distillers than you are out there. But I think a good mechanic that's a better businessman has a better chance in business than a man that's a hell of a mechanic, the best mechanic in the world, but has no business skills. He won't make it. I think you have to have a combination of both. And you've been in business multi times, and I think that proves that you know about business. And all the government is, Sam, and I tell all these guys come in, it's a business. It just don't produce any product. It has to rely on everybody else to produce its product, which is, in your case, is taxes. But you still have to manage it. Yep. That's what a mayor does. He manages the county's money, and he manages their property. That's all a mayor does. He don't make laws. He just manages the money, and you just said it. If you want a different management style, there you are.
And it's like at the end of the day, what I want people to do is be like, I paid X number of dollars into the county in taxes, and I feel like my life got better for it.
Yeah, it should. Nobody likes to pay taxes. I agree, 100%. Yeah, but if you live in a society where you have roads, you've got an ambulance, you've got a policeman, you've got all the necessities in life, it's got to be paid for.
Nothing's free.
That's right. Nothing's free, but yet, Sam, we don't want to, and I know you're the people of Madison County feel the same way. They don't like to feel like that they're struggling to pay their property taxes, with predominantly what you're going to deal with. Plus, I think the county gets, because y'all got a lot of business in the county, you're going to get some money out of the 2.75% of sales tax. Y'all get a part of that too. Our city's funded predominantly. City's funded on sales tax, which is 2.75 out of the 9.75, plus a little property tax. I think the county gets a small percent of that too. But you're predominantly property tax where it comes from, right?
That's
80% of your money.
Madison County has some revenue from the sales tax too.
Right. Yeah.
There's some type of share.
It is. We get here. Yeah, they all do because there's businesses in the city.
Yeah.
But predominantly it's property tax, and it's going up. Not from rates, but from reassessments. And people, I'm going to tell you, Sam, we want to make sure we're getting a bang for our buck.
Exactly.
And if you want to look at it, it's how the mayor, which is the guy in charge of the money, how it's spent. He don't get to make the laws. That's what his commissioner does. But I think you might make a good one.
Well, thank you very much for that. I appreciate you're having me on here for
sure. I appreciate you, man. When you said, hey, I'm running for mayor, I want to talk, I said, come on. But I do want to get them all three on here. There's three, y'all, two other ones, and I want to have a talk and have more pointed questions, because tonight we're just having a conversation,
right? And
you're a great guy, and I think you would make a hell of a mayor. I really doesn't doubt in my mind you'd make a damn good mayor because number one, everything you've ever did, you exceeded at. I mean, you take a distillery from nothing and make it the biggest tourist attraction in that area. What's that saying, dude?
I said it was a lot of work for sure.
It was, but you made it, and it's a successful business. And you was what word do you use? A fancy word. You used to be a tree trimmer. What do you call it?
Arborist.
Arborist. We're not mechanics anymore. We're technicians. So I got fancy words too.
Yeah.
And you built a successful business doing that.
Yeah. So I did that for about 12 years, and I was I think the best arborist in the area.
There you go. And that tells something about your demeanor, your personality, that you follow through with what you start. And I believe if they elect you to be the mayor, I think they're going to get that. I think they're going to get the same, and I can say this passion that you had when you was a arborist and as a distillery owner, you're going to get the same thing to the mayor job.
And when I was an arborist and as a distillery owner, I can't do it without the people that help me and work with me every day.
Sure.
That's what makes everything actually happen.
It does, but we got to have a great leader.
Got to have people skills, and he's got it.
He's got it. So I think I from right now, without talking to the other guys, there's no reason not to vote for Sammy.
Oh, thanks.
I mean, God Almighty, he's a business owner, Ricky. What about you, my friend?
What about me?
Oh, Rick, I'm the only one that's not in politics.
Wait a minute. I walked in your shop a few weeks ago, and you looked at me like, where'd you hear that from? So I'm going to bury that. I'm not going to say it tonight.
Okay.
You were just one doorstep away.
I was
Okay.
asked by a lot of people asking me to run. I know.
And I woke up one morning about 2:30. I says, do I want to do this? Because I had 2 or 3 people says, hey, we want you. And I'm like, let me leave it alone.
Well, you know what, Ricky? That's how much you're liked. And you too, Sam. If the community come to you, like they come to me too, that means something when they come and ask you, would you run for this job? You know, that you had that happen to you. They need you. They see something in y'all too that makes them think you'll do a great job. And I believe either one of y'all will be a great job. I mean, he's going to be working same thing you are in a smaller county. He's going to be a commissioner who he's going to have a mayor he's got to deal with. So, you know, I'm just proud of both of y'all to stepping up because we need that. Yeah. We need people to step up and get involved in local politics, especially vote. It's very important that you go vote. I mean, if you don't vote, I don't understand why you wouldn't. That's always bothered me. That's something that's most important thing you do other than go to church is vote. I mean, come on, dude. You know, there's stuff going on in this country that you need to be involved in and vote in. It's nothing. Just go vote. Just study the people running for office. Listen to what they say, and see if they maybe more like what you think, and vote. That's what it takes. That's how you get in the shape we're in now because you don't vote.
You don't vote.
You know what? You agree with me?
Oh, well, so when you went to sign your petition, you already registered to vote, right? They had your information.
Yeah.
Same thing with me. I went up. She's reading. I'm like, well, you get everything. What I need to show up here for today?
Yeah.
They had my information because he said what I said. Go vote.
Vote.
If you don't vote, then they're going
to. Right. You know, they blame it on the problems of this country, and I blame it on the people. Because number one, we've elected these good politicians. You elected bad politicians, but if you didn't vote, you helped the bad ones. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Am I making sense?
Oh, definitely so. And take the time to research. And don't just believe what people say. Talk to people that know them and know what they really are. With
that family connection. Look at their family sometimes. You know, there's bad in all families. Hell, my family's got bad and good. I've got politicians in my family, and I've got probably people locked up. Hell, I ought to be locked up, but still. But look at their family. Look at what they've did. If they mow yards for a living, and they've showed you that they know how to manage, you know, yard mowing is nothing wrong with that. I'm just using that. If they mow yards and they've done it their entire life, that tells you something about these people. Business people built this country. Then we went back to work and give it to politicians. They've damn near run it. I don't know if y'all two agree with me or not, but that's what's happened. Businessmen built this country, and we give it to the politicians. They damn near run it. So talk to your people. Figure out what's going on in your community and get involved. Henry County, Madison County, Carroll County, get involved. You know, make sure you put the right people in and know who you're voting for. What you got to say, Sam? Am I wrong or right?
I'd appreciate your vote come May 5th this year, the Republican primary in Madison County. That's what helped me get over the hurdle to get into that position.
You got to get there. You got to walk before you can run. Ricky?
I'm good. Thank you.
You're going to be a county commissioner. I can't wait.
You know, my phone's been blowing up since I've sat here.
Yeah, I know.
And people have sent me, hey, this person. I'm like, wait a minute. You know, I've got tomorrow. I got to hit the street sometime tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, you do.
I do, but I'm good.
You know, I think we're going to be in good hands. Sam, I appreciate you, brother, and I want to tell you this much. Well, I don't know where it went. I had something to give you. Hold on a minute. Bring me one out of the back, please.
There it is, right there.
Where? Am I losing it? There it is. Never mind. I found it.
There it is.
Everybody comes on my talk show. I don't know if you've got one or not yet.
I don't have one yet.
And everybody wants to know. And I don't know, you being a politician, I don't know how this is going to sound to you, but everybody wants to know, because you know you're in the Brewer Street Mafia studios, right? Mm-hmm. They want to know, am I part of the mafia? And I said, well, I don't know. I'm the godfather. I have to kind of vet you, make sure. But me and Ricky's been talking about it. I'm going to make you an official member tonight of the Brewer Street Mafia. You can read, what's that say on there? Have you got your glasses?
Official
member.
I don't have my glasses.
I'll read it for you, brother. It says official member of the Brewer Street Mafia. And it says the Mike Weatherford Show. So welcome to the club.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I should have brought my reading glasses.
Don't try to. Okay, don't try.
That won't get you out no speeding tickets.
No.
But I'll tell you what that's worth. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you take this thing right here and put 5 pennies with it, you got a nickel.
All right.
It will get you out a speeding ticket. Just flash it. Okay?
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, when you pull up, just flash that right there.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Okay.
I'm not Ricky Price.
No.
They pull Ricky off. Oh, that's Ricky. I better go on. I got a witness to that one. She's sitting right back there in the control room and back me up on that one. But he said, that darn Ricky Price knows everybody. We're in Kansas City now. That's Ricky Price, and just let him go.
It wasn't like that, Mike.
Well, it might not have been exactly like that, but it was close. Sam, I appreciate you coming on, and I want to wish you all the good luck in the world. You're a good person. I think you'd make an excellent mayor, and the people of Madison County is going to see that too.
Well, I do appreciate it, and thank you for the chance to be on your show and
man,
talk to your
I've
audience.
enjoyed it, man. All right, folks, there you go. We've been having a conversation with Samuel Bryant. He's running for the Republican nominee. It's going to happen in May, I think, primary in Madison County for the office of mayor. That's an important position in a big county. You know, there's about 3 times the size of Henry County. But after talking with him, they face the same problems that we face in our small county, just on a bigger scale. So I think that it's very important that you go vote. I think it's important you get involved. And Sam even said it. It's very important that you research the person that's running for office and make sure they kind of sit with what you look at, how you see things, and make sure you put the right people in office. Hey, don't forget, next week we got a great show coming up. Like I said earlier, Night and Hale game call since 1972. I got Harold Knight, the head man from Night and Hale, coming on the show. Did you know he was a barber? That's pretty cool. Brenda Valentine, did you know she was a hairdresser? Ain't that something about hunting? She's going to be on here with me, and we're going to be talking to history. It's a 50-year history that changed the hunting game. Night and Hale. Harold Knight's going to be here along with Brenda Valentine, and we're going to be talking about game calls and how in the world a barber in Cadiz, Kentucky come up with a game call that's worldwide, grown to be the largest game call company in the world. Hey, we're going to find out that story. It's coming up next week right here live on the Mike Weatherford Show. And don't forget, we're going to be simulcasting on Sportscast Live and also the Mike Weatherford Show. We got Stacy Kettles from the IHRA. She's the divisional director. Lester Miller, he's a drag racer, going to be talking about what's coming up with the future of IHRA, which is growing in leaps and bounds. They're buying all these. They bought Rockingham. They bought Memphis. They buying all these old drag places. They're bringing them back, and that's good for the economy because drag racers spend money. They got to have motels. We got to buy fuel. We got to eat. So, hey, if you got one of them in your area, you want to find out what's coming up with the IHRA, why they're growing in such leaps and bounds, where they come from, where they're headed. And that's going to be going simulcast live on the Sportscast with Jerry Buckaloo and the Mike Weatherford Show. Don't forget it, coming up Sunday, January 11th, 7:30 p.m. Don't forget, over at the other show, Dave Vance has got History versus Narrative, Missing Content with special guest James C. Edwards. What really happened? Quantel's raid on Lawrence, Kansas, revisited evidence. Hey, that's a history everybody knows about. That's a great story. Like I said earlier, I held some hair that belonged to Quantrell. That's a pretty cool story. Don't forget him. Coming up Monday, January 12th, 7 p.m. If you haven't done it yet, go find him. Go follow him and find out what's going on Tennessee Informer. That's coming up here Monday at 7 p.m. All right, folks, I want to appreciate you tuning in. I want to thank my crew in the back. Kevin Keel, Scott Norwood, Dana Allen, and Donna Price back there in the back. She's back there in the back keeping it all. When I went back there, they were swapping Christmas presents. That's what they was doing back there a while ago.
Cackling like hens.
Cackling like hens, what Ricky said. Anyway, all that was going on back there. But, hey, I want to appreciate all the guys in the back because I couldn't do what I do without them. And I want to thank you, the viewer. You know, tell everybody about us. Tell them, hey, if you haven't done it yet, reach over and follow us. Tell your family, tell your friends, and I'd like you to get everybody on board. And like I said before, we try to be what you want us to be, which is your go-to place for all the things we all want to know about. Tune in next week. Same time, same place. And like I always say, help me out here, Ricky. Don't be late.
The Mike Weatherford Show is recorded live in the Brewer Street Mafia Studios in downtown Paris. A Kill Media, Brewer Street Mafia Productions.